What's good with your fam? Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing. Hey, listen, man, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to the channel. If you're new here, I want you to think about subscribing as we stay knee deep into this boxing conversation, man. Hey, listen, man, I want to talk about Canelo Alvarez, man. You know, he had a big win this past Saturday night over Daniel Jacobs, and now he holds three of the major four titles at middleweight. The only belt out there left is the WBO title that is held by Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Now, Demetrius came about this title. He's supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders for that title, last year. But Billy Joe Saunders just could not keep on the straight and narrow and got popped for PED use, man, and was stripped of his title. Demetrius had to fight this guy that nobody over here ever heard of, Walter Aquindaqua, and defeated him for the title. Since then, Boo Boo Andrade has defended his title one time, man. But, later for that, I'm talking about Billy Joe Saunders. Everybody want to know what's next for Canelo Alvarez, man. Is he going to fight Triple G? Will he fight Demetrius Andrade? Will he move up and fight Callum Smith? I think that the guy who gives Canelo Alvarez the most problems is Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders, he went up against David Lemieux back in December of 2017 and put on a magnificent, masterful boxing class. You know what I mean? His skills were on display that night. You know what I'm saying? He had all the momentum, man, to do great things. You know what I'm saying? He's fought only one time since then. Since 2017 in December, he fought one time, man. Some guy, I think his name was Charles Adamu or something like that, man, who had like 13 losses or something, man. It was just, Billy Joe Saunders trying to get his feet wet. But Billy Joe Saunders has not been tested since December of 2017, man. You know what I'm saying? It is now almost June of 2019. So a year and a half, Billy Joe Saunders has not had a decent fight, man. He will be going up against Shafat Asifu, if that's how you pronounce his name, man. A super middleweight. Now, my feelings that Billy Joe Saunders moved up to super middleweight because he wanted the fastest route to a title. And, Frank Warren has a good working relationship with Bob Arum. And, he thought that he would be fighting for that WBO super middleweight title that was held by Zurdo Ramirez. Excuse me. He thought that Zurdo was going to vacate the title, you know what I'm saying? But Zurdo said, no, I'm not vacating my title. Y'all pump y'all brakes on that, you know what I mean? But Billy Joe Saunders, Frank Warren, they had already announced that they were fighting this guy, Asufu, for the WBO super middleweight title. You know what I mean? They had already announced it, already agreed to fight. So this fight was in motion, man. The only problem is that it was not for the WBO super middleweight title, but now it's for the interim WBO super middleweight title, man. And that is the only reason why I think Billy Joe Saunders moved up to 168, man. I think, he is a big middleweight, but I think he'll be a small super middleweight, if that makes any sense, man. But, I do think that if Billy Joe Saunders decides to come back down to 160, I think that would be the best fight for Canelo Alvarez, man. If you look at Canelo Alvarez's resume, man, it has many good names, many ex-champions, you know what I'm saying? Many guys that will go down as Hall of Famers, you know what I'm saying? But the guys that have given Canelo the most problems are guys that were able to move, man. You look at Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara, Floyd Mayweather, even Amir Khan for a couple rounds, man. These guys had good footwork, good lateral movement, and Canelo had problems finding these guys, man. And, Billy Joe Saunders and that masterful display of boxing that he put on against David Lemieux, if that guy showed up to fight Canelo Alvarez, man, I think we would be in for a hell of a fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I think Billy Joe Saunders would give Canelo Alvarez all type of problems, man. But, I don't know if that's going to happen, man. But, that's the fight that I would want to see, man. Billy Joe Saunders, he may not ever come back down to 160. You know what I'm saying? But, if he gets that WBO title, Canelo just may move up to face Billy Joe Saunders. You understand what I'm saying? He's trying to be a unified champion in multiple divisions. They said it after the fight this past Saturday night, man. So, that's a fight that, should be on everybody's radar, man. Billy Joe Saunders is a guy who can box. He is a guy who got skills. I like Billy Joe Saunders, man. And, he just was on such a high after that David Lemieux fight, man. He has so much momentum. And then a knucklehead, man, he just can't keep straight, man. These guys want to, use these PEDs, man, and, try to gain advantage over people, man. And, it's just messing their career up. It's making the sport of boxing look terrible. And then the people in charge of discipline, they ain't putting no deterrence out, man. These dudes ain't getting no type of deterrence to make them want to stop. You know what I mean? They're just getting slaps on the wrists, in my opinion, man. So they're going to keep doing it. They'll sit out 6 months, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they'll roll the dice and take a chance, man. I think they need to try to make something uniform all across the board for guys that get caught cheating. You know what I'm saying? Because, somebody can get hurt. Somebody can die in the ring, man. You know what I mean? And then everybody going to be looking at each other like, trying to point the finger, man. So they need to get a hold on this, man. They need to get a hold of it, man, before somebody gets seriously hurt, man. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders, man. I think that would be a spectacular matchup, man. One that I would love to see, man. I think he would be the guy that right now would give Canelo Alvarez the most, he would be the toughest challenge for Canelo right now, because Canelo is looking unstoppable. You know what I mean? He's looking unstoppable, man. He is rolling on all cylinders, man. He's definitely trying to make his case as pound for pound number one. He's right up there at the top with Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, and, Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? It's like a toss-up, man. It's all depending on, what style you prefer, man. But Canelo Alvarez is right up there with those guys, man. But, I will hope to see that fight, man. We'll see what happens, man. He's fighting for this WBO interim title. So, maybe he'll get shot at the real WBO title, and, maybe Canelo Alvarez moves up and faces him, at super middleweight. Zurdo Ramirez has finally, vacated the title. So I'm curious to see what happens with that belt, man. But that's all I got, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. But in the meantime and in between time, I want y'all to stay blessed and keep on supporting this sport that we love called boxing. Peace. I'll holla back.